if your girlfriend has left you or she wants to take a break and you absolutely, positively must win her back, here's what you need to know. 1, why does she want to leave? Why does she want to go? Like, you better think through this, but there's a hidden problem here because probably there's something about you that she doesn't like, and that might lead you to the conclusion that you have to change. You got to figure out how to change who you are to suit what she likes, and that, my friend, is a disaster. Trying to figure out what a woman wants so you can change to suit what she wants is the very definition of needy and reaction monitoring, and it's extraordinarily unattractive. In fact, if you rewind the tape enough, usually if she's like, I think we should take a break, I want to leave, I want to divorce, whatever that is, if you run it backwards frequently, and you absolutely have to get her back, frequently you've already been doing this, right? You've already been through a period where you were like, what is it about me she doesn't like? And you start changing your behavior to suit what you think she wants. And because you become that people pleaser, that was actually the thing that was the last straw that made her leave. So you've probably already been doing it, and it probably is just going to make things worse. The truth is that changing for somebody else is not only unattractive, but it's a recipe for unhappiness, for you to be unhappy with yourself, and it will turn you into a giant loser. 2, there's a lot of advice out there on the subject of what to do to win your woman back. A lot of it from like pickup artists and people like that who have some social engineering way of manipulating the situation. And that stuff might actually work in the short term. It might work in the short term, but in the long term, I doubt it. There's all this stuff about, pretending you don't like her, pretending that you're just into other women, ignoring her and all that kind of stuff, not returning any of her messages. That might work. It sometimes does, but you need to be a very good actor. She needs to be very gullible, and you're going to need to keep up this ludicrous act, which will erode your respect for her, by the way. If the act is working, and that's how you win her back, you're not going to have a lot of respect for her, and you're not going to have a lot of respect for yourself, right? And it is a recipe for unhappiness, and it will turn you into a giant loser. Okay, 3, this is like really crucial. See, there's a reason that she started losing attraction for you. And then probably you started noticing that and trying to change yourself to become more attractive to her. And then that became this weird, needy thing. And that made things worse. Probably that's the cycle that we're on. But what was it originally that made her lose attraction for you? That original thing, okay, it probably wasn't the thing that you're trying to, now like, oh, I'll be nice, I'll do the dishes more, or whatever it is you think she wants. That's not what it was. It was probably a hidden blind spot, something that you don't see. And all men come conveniently wired with pre-installed blind spots that are attraction blockers. And look, everybody's got them. And so even if like your relationship is working great, it's in spite of them, not because you don't have them. Like I've got them, you've got them, everybody's got them. Even if your relationship's working in spite of them. But I have a quiz for that, that will really help you to self-diagnose where your attraction blocker blind spots are. And every man on earth should go through this process, because finding your blind spots where you're being unattractive, where you're actually preventing her from feeling attractive, where you're repelling her, man, it's a game changer in your relationship. So you should definitely take advantage of this and check out my free quiz on that subject. All right, 4, the biggest problem you have is that not that your woman left you, but that your woman left you and that you absolutely positively must win her back. Like if you're that guy, that's what this video is about. If you're that guy that absolutely positively must win her back, that's the problem, right? That's really the biggest issue, because no woman wants a man who needs her in that way. The reality is, for a woman to feel any attraction for you, you must stand in your ability. You must stand in the truth, by the way, the unimpeachable, resolute truth that you are fine without her, that you really are fine. There's no way that anything is going to work to get her back until you don't absolutely positively need to get her back. Like you can't get her back while you must get her back. It sounds like counterintuitive, but you've got to drop this idea that I must get her back. You've got to get clear that you can have a fun and powerful and exciting and fulfilling life without her. When you can get to that point, when you can say, okay, I've written it off. She's gone, and now I get to be promiscuous. I get to go out there and I get to like be with a bunch of other women, and that could be fun. Like I actually could potentially have a great life without her. And when you see that, when you can see that you can have a totally fulfilling, totally sexy, fun life without her, that you're not a big loser if you can't get her back, when you really get that you can be fine without her, that's when you have a shot at getting her back. And until you get that stuff, nothing's going to work that's not going to turn you into a self-hating loser. Like you've just got to get that. And it's fine to want her back. There's no problem with wanting her back. You can want her back really, really, really badly. It's when you need her back that there's a problem. It's when you can't see clear about how you can stand on your own 2 feet as a man and have a life with her or without her. Until you're in that place, you really can't invite her back into your life. So you got to get that one straight. Like if you just can't stand the idea of losing her, if you just can't cope with the thought that some other man will be giving her what she doesn't want from you, and these ugly feelings of possessiveness and jealousy and fear of having to go back out there into the horrific trial and error dating arena again to find another partner, if the fear of humiliation or the fear of somehow that you lost some social status, that you've lost some game that you were trying to win when she left you, if that's causing your obsessive desire, that has very little to do with, by the way, how perfect she is for you, or how absolutely compatible she is as your one and only perfect love of your life. That has little to do with it. So from there, yes, 5. What if you actually entertained this possibility that maybe this was the best thing that ever happened to you? That like, yes, surely you may be in love with her, but it's absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit to think that you won't fall in love with someone else if you have the courage to get back out there. Someone else who in many ways is very likely to be better than her. There's shit that drove you crazy about her that you didn't, like up until the day that she was like, I think we should take a break, there was a bunch of stuff that you used to complain about there's stuff you don't like about her. And there are other women out there that might actually be better for you in many ways, and certainly in those ways. Certainly somebody, for sure, who's going to be very different from who she was. And different is powerful, because when you're in a new relationship with somebody else, it's a whole universe that opens up to you, right? Falling in love with a different woman opens a different universe that's her unique universe. Being with her makes your life a totally new adventure that you can't even anticipate, that you never even saw coming. I just have to be clear that like being in that place where you get that is much more likely to help you get her back. But the reality is that 9 times out of 10, not 10 times out of 10, but 9 times out of 10, if your woman has left you, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. You should move on. And even if you want your woman back, doing the inner work necessary to move on, to at least be open to the idea that the next woman will actually be better than her, will go miles to making you not only a more attractive prospect to your ex, but a more attractive prospect to, every woman on earth, and give you a stronger next relationship. Like this ability to walk away will make your next relationship more beautiful. So here's what to watch next. If your woman who left you is a woman with whom you have children, this is a big deal. Sexual desire sometimes dies after we have children. I have a video about bringing back passion and desire after babies. That might be up for you. It's a bigger deal, obviously, if your woman left you and you have a family to hold together. So check that video out. And also, I've got a video on the 5 habits of happy couples, like the things that you do to keep attraction alive. You might want to check that one out. And I will see you in the next video.